What's up, Jay?
What's up, man?
My question for you today is, what would you say to the individuals that use the gym as a coping mechanism instead of attacking the root problem?
I'm gonna attack that two ways. It's a good way to get you in, but then you have to find what'll keep you in. If we're talking about starting a fitness journey, but if you only use that as a coping mechanism and you never attack the root of your problems, you're doing it for nothing. It can be a great assistance to you actually doing the foundational work, but if you're only going to the gym and you still never talk about your trauma, never talk about your childhood, never talk about any of that, you're really just doing surface work, and it's for nothing, because once again, you're looking good, you're doing things to look good and everything like that, but you still are not pulling up those roots. And a lot of times physical pain and disease is caused from emotional baggage and trauma, emotional unforgiveness, and like things of that nature. And so there's no amount of weights that you can lift that's gonna take that away. It can assist it if you're doing, I don't know, counseling and going to the gym. Now that's great. That's a great combination. Prayer, counseling, meeting with your pastor or some sort of advisor, having a small group that you can, talk things out with, along with going to the gym. Those are great things to do. But ultimately it's still just surface work. But a lot of people don't want to go back, because in order to figure out the problem, you have to go back to that spot, right? You have to go back to that place of damage oftentimes, and that's a very tough thing to do. And it's easier to avoid and put your energy into something else than look in the face of your problem and run after it. Best thing is to, instead of running away from it, run towards it. David and Goliath, right? He didn't run from, he ran to. And within the midst of him running to, he won the battle, right? And so a lot of times we have a giant and we stay where we are, or I'm gonna go around it. I'm gonna go the opposite way, instead of taking what God gives us and running to it, right? He already put everything in us that we need in order to face it, because it wouldn't, if you couldn't face it, he wouldn't have put it there, right? Because you rely on him and not yourself. And I think a lot of times we go into these situations feeling like, I have to do it, me, or this happened to me. You're not the only one, right? And so there's a difference in choice, right? You can run or you can face it. I've always hated those commercials where it was like, if you grew up in a single parent home, you're more likely to end up like this. And then, now, I'm not discrediting those statistics and everything like that, because different people come from different backgrounds. Sometimes you don't have a choice, but at the same time, you always have a choice. You know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, am I gonna run, or am I gonna do this, or am I gonna do that? Can run from or run to. So, and within attacking these things, I would say run to it. That's great. Go to the gym because she broke up with you. Cool. But that's not going to keep you there, because the moment that something else happens, you're going to spiral even worse, right? Go to the gym because you're angry at something in your childhood. Great. But go pull up that root as well, so.